Tells ESPN that the helicopter he was in was on a climbing left turn about 2,400 feet high when it dove to the ground about 40 minutes after takeoff from John Wayne Airport in Orange County. Further, the source tells ESPN that the pilot had only moments before contacted air traffic controllers to say that he had begun climbing to, quote, go above a layer of clouds. 9 people on board, including Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, were killed. 3 of the victims were teenagers. Recordings between the pilot and air traffic controllers indicate that the pilot was getting guidance from controllers as he navigated what was reported to be a dense morning fog. Before the crash, the LAPD had grounded all police helicopters, saying that weather conditions did not meet the standards for flight. It is still to be determined if those conditions played any role in the crash of Kobe's helicopter. The National Transportation Safety Board and the FBI are sending teams of investigators to the site.
Hannah, Kobe and Gianna were on their way to a youth basketball game at the Mamba Sports Academy in Newbury Park, where Kobe was to have coached Gianna's team. Gianna shared her father's passion for basketball, had ambitions to become a professional basketball player. Kobe survived by his wife Vanessa and daughters Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. Other victims on board the helicopter: Orange Coast College baseball coaching legend John Altobelli, his wife and daughter; Christina Mauser, a basketball coach at an Orange County, California private school and mother of 3; middle school student Peyton Chester, her mother Sarah; and the pilot, whose name has not yet been released.
Our sympathies to all of those families. And again, 3 teenagers lost. Yeah. Just another level of this terrible tragedy. NBA teams played on last night. There were 8 games in the NBA, and the Raptors-Suns game, and this was typical of all the games that were played. Both teams agreed to take 24-second shot clock violations to open the game. Remembering Kobe in that way. You see Greg Popovich, his team, so many battles with Kobe on the bench. Such sad pictures.
Yeah, many battles.
Madison Square Garden, too.
Yeah, lit up in purple and yellow for the Knicks-Nets game. Court lit up numbers 8 and 24. Opening possession, the Nets, as did many teams yesterday, took a 24-second violation. Knicks would follow after. Spike Lee and fans on their feet.
And Kyrie Irving did not play in the game. He left the arena just devastated by the news. And it was kind of a magical night, you know, for Trae Young. He said that he felt that Kobe was with him. He chooses to take a 8-second backcourt violation here, remembering Kobe. And then during the game, he heaves the ball from half court and he makes it. And he looks up to the sky after that shot and he says, "Rest in peace, Kobe." The league coming together, and more remembrances this morning. Here's Scottie Pippen.
For me, I look back at Kobe and I watch his growth and development. He was one of those players that idolized Michael Jordan, but he mimicked Michael Jordan in a lot of ways. And it was a guy that, you know, I watched him watch films on one of the greatest players that ever played the game, and he emulated his game to the T. And to some degree, overcame all of his weaknesses and became, to me, one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
And his evolution as a husband and as a father and as a man that wanted to impact the community beyond basketball, to think about what he has been committing himself to in terms of young girls and women in the sport of basketball. That's what I want people to remember. I want us to continue to push for what he was most recently striving for in terms of equity and opportunity for young girls, for girls like his daughters that are still with us, for girls like my daughters, for women to come. He didn't just talk about those things, he lived it.
And the headlines folks in Los Angeles woke up to this morning: Kobe Bryant dies in crash. That from the Los Angeles Times, saying he was a talent like no other. And the LA Daily News: a Laker legend, shock, sadness after fatal crash. The Grammys were at Staples Center last night. Alicia Keys called it the house that Kobe built. Pedro Gomez joins us now from Los Angeles, overlooking that house. Pedro, so many people coming to pay their respects to Kobe and his family there. Describe the scene for us right now.
You know, the police had this cordoned off until 6 a.m. just before sunrise, and there were already people waiting to get into the square right behind me. And what you've seen is the numbers have been growing ever since then. I mean, we're 24 hours removed from the crash, and this has been a vigil where people really have come to mourn, as we all know that they do. More than anything, I ran into a couple down here with 2 young daughters, and the mother and the father were explaining who Kobe Bryant was, what he meant to this city. So many people here feel right now a loss of a family member, and that's what Kobe meant to so many people here in Los Angeles. It's a hollow feeling, is what I'm told by the Angelinos who have been coming here this morning, and you really get a sense that they feel that they lost a family member almost. That's how much Kobe meant to them over the 20-year career that he spent winning here with the Lakers. And as we know, the people who cover sports, Los Angeles has always really been a Lakers town. It's the Lakers #1 on the list. And you get that sense right now, Jay, with the way the people are mourning as they come here to the square at Staples Center just to pay their respects, light candles, and basically be with each other.
Absolutely. That square was packed yesterday. I would imagine it will be packed later on today, too. Pedro Gomez, live in Los Angeles. Thank you, Pedro.
And ahead on SportsCenter, legendary sportscaster Bob Costas, who covered Kobe's career from the very beginning, including his international impact and Olympic career. Bob joins us live. Kobe's rise from high school in Pennsylvania to NBA star, one of the world's most famous figures, and terminology on the life and legacy of the man known as Black Mamba. Plus, at 1 o'clock Eastern, Ernie Johnson Jr. joins us with his memories of the Lakers legend and what made Kobe so special.
As we head to break, another look at LA Live.
He paid tribute to Kobe. Please take a listen.
Probably the hardest game I ever had to play. I don't know. Whew. It was tough. It was tough.
I saw you a couple times on the bench and just look, the hood on, and not really. Were you going away from the game at times?
Yeah, I was. I had to excuse me. I had to like pull myself back in and check back in emotionally, because I wasn't there today.
Kobe meant a lot to me growing up. I had both jerseys, 8 and 24, growing up. I feel like I studied his footwork game because I respected it. I think it's top 2 of all time. But, I mean, that's tough, man. I was on the way to the arena when I got the news. I just sent my prayers to his family. You just hate to see what happened to him and his daughter. You just hope the world will give the Bryant family all the support they need.
This is such a great loss, This is one of the greatest players to ever play the game, but more importantly, just for what he's meant for the youth of basketball and sports. I got to be honest, I'm a competitor, and obviously we cared about losing tonight, but I got to be honest with you, it wasn't on my mind when we lost, us losing the game.
This devastating day has shook the entire world at its core. After the break, Stephen A. and Max will offer their final thoughts on the life of Kobe Bean Bryant. Welcome back. Clearly, it's been a very tough day for all of us. I just want to say our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers are with Vanessa, with the girls, with all the victims, all 9, their families, and we'll be continuing to pray for you. Stephen A., your final thoughts here on the life of Kobe Bryant.
I love my brother, and I'm going to miss him. And right now, no matter how much pain I'm in, there's nothing compared to Vanessa, the 3 daughters that he left behind. Rob Pelinka, I got to mention that because of how much Kobe loved him. along with a bevy of NBA players like the Melos, the Chris Pauls, the LeBrons, the D Wades, and so many others that he loved so much, and they loved him back. My heart goes out to everybody.
You're not going to get closure right now watching a TV show and listening to us talk about Kobe Bryant. I cannot believe that this is the way his life ends. His story is not over entirely, but that this is the end I'm in shock. I have no words that can reconcile this, and we're just all mourning.
All right, thank you for being with us.